then instead of saying hi, why doesn't he just ask you that question?
Hey Sean, so what do you think? I mean, that's like
Yeah, I'd be like,
I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Ivan says, I have a question.
What's
That's
up?
his question.
how are we starting it? It's not clear to me. Are we saying hey to the camera or asking them? Hey,
No, just look at me.
You just start.
Okay.
George, will you count us down, please?
Thank God.
And we're insatiable about learning everything we can about consumer engagement in this space. I forgot my last name.
So who are we? We're Team Moss. We met as classmates at MIT and we bring together complementary experiences. I'm Sean. I was a product manager at Microsoft where I worked on building world-class consumer UX such as the Windows 11 Start menu, the Bing chatbot. This is Ivan. He was a banker at Goldman where he helped advise companies on multi-billion-dollar sales as well as doing transactions on their behalf of the firm. And then Nyla, who was chief of staff at Mass Challenge. She helped expand their global reach as well as help portfolio startups increase their consumer engagement.
Okay. Sean, welcome to the mossumentary.
Thanks. Good to be here. Yeah, so the Techstars program is effectively for early stage startups, usually pre-seed. It goes about 12 weeks, I think. For us, it started at the beginning of January, and it culminates in a demo day at the first week of April.
And what's the hope with Techstars? What's like best case scenario? What's success with it?
Yeah, so the hope would be raising a round. So we're aiming to raise our seed round in April, May timeframe, kind of kick things off and go fully into Moss.
Okay, so some of you guys already know. Actually, Sophia's the only person that doesn't know what we're doing here. All right, so you're going to do your pitch. When I call pause, you pass it on to the next person. It's basically hot potato.
So what do Hello Kitty, NASCAR, and McDonald's all have in common? They're just part of the 2,000 brands that are entering Web3 to find their most loyal, high-value customers.
Pause.
$4 billion was stolen from DeFi projects last year alone.
I'm going through all of you guys. Great. This was good. You're not AI. You're a human being. I saw Pulse. I was very happy with you. That made me very happy. I don't know what you did out there that you made it, but you made it happen here.
We are going to ETH Denver, which is one of the most popular conferences for Web3 in the US at least. And we're spending some time going to these events over the next few weeks to find hopefully some future customers, some future investors, some future fans, a lot of future looking stuff at these events.
A lot of future ideas too, actually.
Yes.
How are you doing, Nyla, with all your travel?
I'm not gonna lie, George. I'm pretty tired this week. I'm a little unhappy.
Can you explain just what your travel's been like for the past fortnight?
Yeah, I went to Paris last weekend, which sounds very glamorous to everyone, and I can see that. But it's just
It's brutal.
yeah, it's just far to go when it's constantly red eye, long flights, and then not a lot of time on the ground, and you just have to hit the ground running, and there's no time to recharge. And then for us, because we're also in school, you just have to keep going, and there's no break, which is kind of rough. But Paris is great, and I think we got done what we needed to get done. But then we're leaving again, so it can be a lot.
So this is Joelle. She is my girlfriend. We've been dating for 6 years and 5 months as of yesterday, and 6 of those years have been long distance. So it's nice to have her around every now and then. I would say it's like pretty confident we'll get money. Like I don't think raising 1.5 will be that hard, or it'll be hard, but I think it can happen. I think it'll come down to like who the investors are, and if we get enough of kind of like the tier A funds to believe in us,
Yeah, I feel like if anything, I could imagine things getting more stressful, like Sean said, later down the line, and outside of the context of school where there's like less structure. I could definitely imagine that being a much more stressful environment. But for now, I feel like you're chilling. You're making hot pot with me on a Friday, you know, so
Hell
life's
yeah.
pretty good.
Life is good.
Yeah.
You know what business you definitely don't want to do?
Credit cards.
No, contractors.
What do you mean?
Like external remote working solutions.
Oh yeah.
Right, this is the current deck, and then there's some working slides, which I don't think necessarily need to go into the NFX deck, but just we might as well discuss it all together while we're here.
I know. I think get rid of the help text.
I think it's just direct B2B foundations, agencies, tech partners, and then post you add in all the text.
Yeah. I think part of it is just the progress or lack thereof around sales so far. And I know the challenge with, obviously I know the challenge with B2B is that it's going to be long term, but yeah, it's just like loss after loss. And yeah, I feel like you guys are really good at just like going all the time, and that's just not how I operate. And so it also, I think that's also the piece that makes me wonder if I can do this. I think that's a big part of the pressure of like needing to succeed right now, because that plays into decisions that have to be made in a few weeks. And like if we do this, we're committing to like what, at least 2 years together, and like what if we're not as aligned as we think we are, and what if the kind of company we end up building is not actually the kind of company each of us want to be at.
Today's the demo day, which is not the top of mind issue here. I think we have much more burning questions. Well, seriously, a demo day will be what it is, like whatever, right?
Yeah.
There's like some fundamental issues here, which we touched on last week.
Now we're back.
And like to like your point, it's like, is it just one person, like Andrew, or is it like everyone is telling us, hey, you need to like do something?
Is it full? Tomorrow? I don't know.
I can tell you now that by the time June rolls around, I'm gonna have no money, and by the time July rolls around, I'm gonna have no home.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds rough. But summer months, sleeping outdoors is not too bad. You just need a home by winter. I think that's where it stands.
You ready to go pitch now?
Yeah. In terms of funding, we are largely bootstrapped. We're part of the textiles program, the crypto program here in Boston, which is wrapping up this week actually. So it's been a crazy 12 weeks, but that's sort of where we are on both the fundraising and the BD side.
This is not about you or the business at all. This is really kind of our investment strategy.
Sure.
So I'm not sure if you'll be the right person to look into for fundraising purposes.
Yeah, no, I appreciate
in
the
terms
transparency. Well, I'll give it a 30% chance that we fundraise falling every day because we get people giving us their feedback. And it just shouldn't be that hard. I think like with BD, with fundraising, like it's hard, but like I think there's a bit of like, hey, read the room, like something's wrong here. We just haven't gotten it right. And I think without the pressure of demo day and without the pressure of having a fundraise and impending graduation, if we just sit down and like do it properly, I think I'm super hopeful we can pull something together. I think we just need to make sure it's like this is it, I think, and we just need to make sure it works this time. To measure the patience.
you have to deal with? There's no sweet green here.
I didn't really need to eat.
I think one of the most powerful things about our cohort is how we push each other as well as ourselves. So what I've noticed across all 12 of our companies is that we're all extremely ambitious. We have these huge dreams that we are sacrificing a lot to put together, and we're doing everything we can to make that happen.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Hi, everyone. My name is Ivan Yang, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Moss. So what does Hello Kitty, NASCAR, even McDonald's have in common? We've directly partnered with two of the largest brands in the world, Decathlon and Carrefour, so that they launch on Moss with their next drop. We've also been exploring channel partnerships with blockchain foundations, as well as other tech partners to bolster our BD efforts. We're super pumped to be redefining the brand-user relationship. And if you haven't already minted the PO app, please do so outside and come visit us at moss.social. Thanks very much.
So just to recap on the week, you got the potential pivot of the company, you got demo day, and then you lost your intern on top of everything.
Yeah, and tomorrow we have to fire someone.
Who?
Our offshore developer in India.
Why?
We have to cut all expenses and just focus on the pivot. And if we burn more cash now, it shortens how long we'll survive.
The general kind of consensus was we should probably stop fundraising, or at least stop that effort, and just see what we need to do to pivot and try to figure out, where we're going with everything. So along with that kind of goes with kind of reducing all of the costs back down to zero and just kind of going back to the drawing board and figuring out where things go. And so I guess with that kind of comes with letting everyone know that, we don't really have the ability to kind of keep going the way we're going. And we're going to have to kind of let everyone go, if that makes sense.
Okay, I understood.
Awesome.
Thanks
for
Talk to you later.
Bye, have a nice day.
He's such a nice guy. God, he's brutal. Yeah.
I'll see you all tomorrow at 9 a.m. sharp.
Yeah, we what?
I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. sharp
Not me, but yes.
to get started on Moss V2.
I think we started new leads, new BD. Okay, I was right. I think if anything, might as well take the textiles lessons.
Yeah. Decide what success looks like so we can